Welcome in, everybody, to the Winners Lounge. Bam, 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 bam. Let's go. Welcome into the DNVR Rapids Podcast. I'm your host, Mitchell Carroll, a.k.a. Mitchell, a.k.a. We won. We won. First Winners Lounge of the year, and I'm joined by two of the best, Cowboy Super Yahya.
Let's go, dude. I'm a space cowboy because I'm over the moon today.
Space Cowboy Super Yah. I forgot you added a third Yah last week. I'm
Yeah,
going to get it right
yeah.
one of these days.
One day, until I stop adding to it, which will be never.
Also, joining us, hopped up on good vibes and bunch of Metamucil. It's our boy, not Metamucil, cold medicine. It's downtown Duane Brown.
Oh, I am so sick. But my heart is so healthy and full of joy right now. Oh, and yes, Duane did predict this win 2-1.
That's right, baby. That's right.
Let me tell you, as sick as I've been, Rapids beating shitty Salt Lake is the cure for what ails you every time.
Hate week. The Rapids come from behind. They came from behind. They had that dog. They got a Cole Bassett banger. They got under the skin of Utah. They fought back. They dominated towards the end, and they walk away from game one of the Rocky Mountain Cup with the lead. Just like that. 3 points away. Let's go. Let's go.
Dude, the best part about this is you do it in Salt Lake. You get under the skin of these ugly people that live over there, and you just like twist the knife in them, and I love it so much. Like, I just doing it on their home field just makes it so much sweeter.
Yeah, behind enemy lines, man. Deep in Utah, it's been, I mean, besides the 2020 win without full capacity crowd, I mean, it's been rough. It's been a rough go over there, Duane. But they showed up. They showed up today.
Yeah. I mean, you know, where my wife and I were watching the intro to the game, and they have that crappy RSL fan holding up the trophy, and you know, there's two
what
columns,
an idiot.
and one on the, what an idiot holding up that trophy like a loser. And the column on the right is just very long, and the one on the left is not long at all. And I asked Catherine, I was like, yeah, I guess which one is the Rapids? And she was like, the not long one. And I said, that's correct.
I mean, guys, where's your head at? I mean, yeah, we're all apart. Usually this would have been a fun one to watch together. Yeah. But I can only imagine you were screaming, getting some look for the girls in there. So, I mean, I got to know where your head's at after this win.
So actually, dude, I'm like, I still can't get over it. I feel like they're still gonna lose it somehow, even though the game's over. When they got that penalty, I couldn't watch it. Like, I looked away, I covered my ears, and I was screaming because I'm like, I can't feel pain if this doesn't go in. I'd rather watch the replay. And then I look up, and here we are, 1-1. And then after that, just the whole game shifted after that penalty. It did a 180. The Rapids found confidence. RSL started to get really gassed. My mind was going to, like, if the Rapids just get one or two good looks, I think they can get away with this one. And when that Cole Bassett strike comes in the second half, I'm jumping on my couch. I'm doing the hand signs. But then I look back and I'm like, was that a handball? Was that? I couldn't celebrate fully because I was a little afraid. But once they're like, all right, we're not calling this back, I went full out, man. I cannot believe they actually pulled this off in RSL. It's insane. I'm over it. Like, I really, really can't believe it at all.
Duane, how you feeling, bud?
I feel freaking great. I don't know what to say. I mean, I can't pick. Who would you want to score the winning goal over fake crappy Salt Lake than our homegrown guy who's grown up going to the stadium, watching us play against Real Salt Lake, wanting to beat them himself, and he gets it done with Cole Bassett. I mean, what ending do you want other than Cole Bassett destroying the hopes and dreams of Real Salt Lake players and fans across the world? There's no better ending than that. That is, we've reached the pinnacle right now already.
I mean, you're talking about a hometown kid in a derby on the road, banging in a winner. And you look at where the vibes of this were the last time these two teams met, right? Late August last year, the dumpster fire tifo, shut out, humiliated, fire Robin Fraser immediately, and it didn't get lower. That was the of all of last year, of all the things that happened between Max and injuries and all the stuff. That was the basement. That was as low as it possibly can get. It doesn't get worse. It was the team looked bad emotionally. We were all emotionally damaged. It couldn't have been worse. And to come out with one, Rafa gets on the board. They respond down 1-0. They bring the dog. The dogs were barking all night. And then the hometown kid bangs a winner. It does not get better than this for the Colorado Rapids.
And not just that, you got Chicho and Rafa getting into it. It felt like a rivalry game today. You could see the chippiness out there on the field. It felt like the team wanted it more. It didn't start off that way. The team looked a little lackluster. After that penalty, they're like, oh, we're going for it. We're going to go out there and get this win. We want this as bad as everybody else does. And it showed on the pitch. You saw how fiery they were. You saw Yappy stepping up to Vera. You saw all these guys pushing back. Lawfelson, really good friends with all those guys on the other side, was out there throwing his body around like it was a hammer. He couldn't, it was just an incredible display of, especially in the second half, of I just wanted more than you do right now. So, and then they have been on 5-0 before, but it's also they beat them 5-0 with nobody in the stadium. It was MLS's back. It doesn't feel the same until you do it under their skin. You know what I mean? You do it with people there, and you realize how bad it feels to lose against Colorado Rapids.
It was. I mean, obviously, we just praised Cole Bassett, right? We praised Rafa, but it was everybody. Omir gets his first start tonight, right? The kid who we've seen do it in rivalry games last year had an absolute scorcher winner for Red Bull over NYCFC. Bombi was amazing, recovering everywhere, right? The first 30 minutes, it was one-way traffic for RSL. Bombi was like, you know what? We're done with that. That's not happening anymore because I'm faster and bigger and stronger, and I'm just going to chase down these tiny little fake Salt Lake midgets, and they're not going to have a good time. And I tell you what, Chicho and Diego Luna had a terrible time tonight. As good of a time as we are having, as good a time as Cole had, as the goal scorers had, as the team is having right now in that locker room, Salt Lake is miserable right now. They are so mad. They're so salty, and nothing feels better than us being up here at the same time as they are way down here, Duane. Nothing feels better.
The best. It's the best. I can't think of a better feeling right now. Think about that locker room.
It was just perfect. It was perfect. You guys want to talk defense? You guys want to talk attack? You guys want to talk dog? Where do we go with this?
I think we kind of have to talk about the game as a whole, kind of how it started.
Sure. And yeah, go ahead. Yeah.
One of the first things that stands out when you look at this was the goal they did allow. That it was a huge defensive breakdown in the first half. You had Andres Gomez was running laps around this defense. That right side was just being dominated by RSL. Let's be honest. That Rapids team did not look good defensively in that area the first 30, 40 minutes. That first goal, to me, a lot of it is Bombi getting lost in space. He didn't commit too much to one side or the other one. He got kind of left on an island. And that's where the shot can come in, the shot assists. And Max, who just fell asleep and let the ball roll by him because they thought nobody was there, and that's where the goal comes from. Duane, we could hear that. We didn't see you, but we heard it.
That was the funniest.
So there you go. Like I said, I'm super sick.
Shout out to the homie Kevin. We are back, baby. First Winners Lounge of the year. Thank you so much for the super chat. Super chats are always appreciated. It just makes us feel really nice. That shows that we're doing what we do, and we're happy you guys are along for the ride with that. So thank you so much.
Yeah. Also, drop a like. We'll get more and more rapid stuff. The more likes that we get, the more people.
It's true. Likes and subs, baby. Likes and subs. Can we just talk dog? Can we talk dog? I want to talk dog.
What dog? Who's the dog of the night for you?
Dog of the night. Oh, we need a sponsor for that. Just putting that out there, sales team. Kong is right here in Golden. I'll talk to him. Dog of the night. Gotta be Bombi, right? Has to be Bombi.
Dude, Bombi had it tonight. Bombi had it.
It's gotta be Bombi, bro. He was, god damn, he was chopping it up. He's getting in people's face. I mean, there's some other dogs too. I don't think it's not like he's alone on that list. I mean, it is a long list of dogs, but he was leader of the pack.
What do you
Duane, who's your dog of the night? Is it Bombi?
Well, I mean, I think, like you said, that's the leader of the pack, but I think the key is that there's a pack tonight. There wasn't one dog, it was a lot of dogs. And I think the under the radar dog for tonight is Ollie Laraz.
Oh, we haven't even said Ollie yet. Let's go.
From the beginning, he was getting shoved and he was shoving more than any other player on the pitch. Once he, fell, I don't know if you saw the replay where his hand bends all the way back the way he landed on it. But then they were, the other players were trying to pull him, get after him and stuff. And then as soon as he got up, he got shoved again. And after that, it was on. Like, I mean, we were talking throughout the game, and I was like, Ollie's getting a red tonight. Like, you can count on it. He was just getting chippy, and God, I loved it. It was so good.
I'm pretty sure Juan predicted 2,000 minutes, and I think that's a safe bet at this point. Oh, you predicted 2,000 minutes.
Predicted 1,000.
Bro, easy 1,000. Man, he was so good. He was so and I think for the first time, it felt like he stopped thinking, right? Like there was a couple moments maybe on the ball, like on that kind of breakout he had late where he kind of just stood over too long. Yeah. Outside of that, I think he was just so much more in the flow of this game. He was reading and reacting, right? And especially once Ronan went out, right? Which we'll get to that eventually, I'm sure. Yeah. Once he went out, he took
a new role on, and that's what I mean about.
He does a great Ronan impression,
and that's my whole thing when I talk about like I don't like them playing together that often because they occupy a lot of the same spaces, and they just kind of take over what each one wants to do, and that's just not very. It's kind of productive at times, but I thought like how you said it, when Ollie was by himself, he dominated that midfield. You could tell that he used his body. He is bigger than a lot of these guys, and he was using full force against everybody. You saw Diego Luna kind of do a couple of turns because he didn't want to look at Ollie straight on. You saw even Andres Gomez at the second half when Ollie put a couple bodies on him, he kind of like compressed down a little bit more, and he's like, I can't play within these spaces because I'm getting shut down. And that's exactly what I wanted to see from Ollie defensively. Somebody that's just in the right space, is finding the right time to make a run and quick forward passes. He played the role perfectly tonight.
Perfectly. And like we said, with Ronan going out, Waffleson comes on, right? So now Ollie can do what he did all last year at R2. Go towards the goal, right? Like break out, key passes, progressive carries, help orchestrate the offense in transition, and let Jasper clean up. Jasper and Bobby, he could turn off a large portion of what he had to worry about and blossomed. I mean, this is definitely the Ollie breakout game, and it's super exciting to see. You have to love it in terms of one more option in that midfield, right? Whenever like a guy like Lamine gets integrated, and you never know if someone's going to pop up or if an opportunity in like in the end of this window or the summer window for a midfielder, right? But you can count on him now. You know it.
100%. Yeah, and I'm kind of with Juan a little bit. I don't know if the Rapids grind this win with Ronan on the pitch, and it's nothing against Ronan. To me, it's more just the physicality of this game was a lot different. Yeah. And it's something that Ronan's not known for. He's not known for being an aggressive guy. He's not known for throwing bodies around, and this is what this game turned into for the most part. It was a lot of shoving. There was a lot of hitting. There was a lot of calls that the ref just didn't make because, if he did, the game would have so much stoppage time. It was just an incredibly chippy game, and I agree with that. I just don't think Ronan has that kind of physicality in him, but I'm glad Ollie does because he brought something else in. Now, I thought Ronan is going to be great against teams like Nashville last week, where they have a low block and you can kind of pick quick passes and find it with a little bit more patience. But with a team like this that's super high pressing, it's kind of plays the exact same way that you want to play. You need a little bit more physicality to break up the pass and kind of stop their transition play as well. So I agree with that.
It's just so nice to see, right? Cole, Ollie, Sammy, all just having big games. A guy we haven't spoken about yet, and I absolutely think we need to spend a good amount of time on, was Zack Steffen. Absolute wall tonight. Yeah. That goal was just a terrible shot turned across. There's nothing he could do about that, right? The rest of the night, completely in control. Communication through the roof, barking orders at everybody, pointing around, keeping it tight. A set piece defense in the box was fantastic. You could see the frustration on the Utah attack or on the fake Salt Lake attack. You could see it. Everything was working in harmony, right? This is what happens when you get consistency across the board, right? Synchronicity. This team is locked in together at all levels. There's communication, there's trust, and there's guys just doing their job. It's so nice to see, and I think Zach was a huge part of that tonight.
Yeah, no, you're right. Again, how you said, he was a great leader on the pitch. You could see him kind of yelling at guys, especially after that first goal. He kind of woke everybody up. He's like, dudes, we cannot be allowing this. And this defense stepped up, and I think a large part is because Zach did get into their heads, and it's like, we're not doing this tonight. We're going to walk out with the win.
He's done a lot, and I started noticing, and maybe this is nothing. Could be nothing. Tell me if it's nothing. But I've noticed him. It's I've noticed on English players or players that play in English leagues a lot. Before every game, they put a post of a picture up of them or the crowd or this team, and after the game, they thank everyone, give a motivational thing, and put up a picture. And it's like all the big names do that, right? All the stars, every player does that. And it's just another little thing that he's doing that just brings the level of this club up. And I know that's nothing in terms of this game, but it's showing his leadership everywhere, right? And it's showing how he's helping this culture go from where it was last year to where it is now. Yeah. And where it can go, right? And you just don't worry with him back there. You just don't worry. He's just class. And it doesn't get better than that.
Yeah, you're right. 100%. What do you think, Duane?
I agree. I mean, I think this is back-to-back really, really good games for Zack Steffen. I thought last week was also good. We didn't come away with a win, but he was scored on in a PK, and he had some spectacular saves last week. So I think he's putting together a real nice resume so far here in Colorado. And, I think as it is right now, I think he's overperformed expectations. I think we were all feeling like, he'll be mediocre. The metrics are saying he's pretty middle of the pack, but I think he's playing above that right now.
Yeah, 100%.
Absolutely.
One thing I want to talk about real quick with this team is Chris Armas.
Okay.
Chris Armas outcoached Pablo today. And it comes down to me with the subs.
He really did.
To the subs and the way you bring in the subs. And he brought him in before probably even was like had more guys warming up or getting them ready to come in. He brought in Yappy and who was the other guy, Calvin, and they changed the game even more. They brought in more speed because ours all looked gassed. Rapids were getting gassed too towards the end, but once you bring in fresh legs before they do, they took advantage, and the whole momentum swing pushed the Rapids over. Pushed the Rapids over RSL in that moment, and that's what I think gave them the win and gave them the effort to actually get through, get that goal and win the game.
Yeah. I'm thinking about that first goal and how you were talking about how it was a turnover, a bad turnover in a bad spot. And I kept typing and deleting out a thought on the game thread, trying to talk about how, oh, great, same old, right? This is the same problem. Doesn't matter who's out there. Doesn't matter which players. Doesn't matter what stadium. Doesn't matter what year it is, right? It just felt like the same old, same old. Bad turnover, constant pressure, easy goal, game slips away, good night. But that pressure flipped. The pressure, the nonstop pressure. And that's why I loved that late Cabral sub on, although maybe not for Lawfulson, but I loved him being out there because it just kept those defenders had to turn and sprint how many times in the last 10 minutes, right? Like just they had defenders sprinting in the wrong direction, and then they have to turn around and put together a cohesive attack, and they're dog tired. It was a masterclass. It was the perfect subs at the perfect times, put the right guys in the right positions. It was just the way to go, man. It was awesome.
Yeah, I think Chris Armas, this might be the best win Chris Armas has had in his career. As a
It's up there.
It has to be, especially after all the tribulation that he's had, everything that everybody has said about him, including me. Like I have been one of those people. He comes out there, outcoaches Pablo, and gets the win against a hated rival. I think this could be the beginning of a great comeback story for him.
God, it was awesome.
Yeah, Cabral could have finished it too.
Yeah, no. Look,
Yeah,
he should have.
Yeah.
I think Yappy should have gotten the ball way earlier, could have put it in a better spot. He could have taken a touch. He could have got a better angle. All of it was not good.
Rafa could have put it away if he had scored at the beginning and not hit the post. I mean,
yeah, totally. There's
what
a
if?
lot of ifs.
Steffen could have put it away if he kicked it hard enough and it got past the goalie. I mean, these are just like, don't let Rapids get into your head.
Yeah, that's a really good point. And maybe let's get into that before we do Flowers, because it is kind of one of the worrying things. The Wanderers comment right there. They did press the hell out of Luna. They made Chicho uncomfortable and kind of take tough angles and tough shots. But Gomez kind of, I mean, obviously he's a great player, and you know, when you give him the space like they did on purpose, he's going to take advantage of it. But the defense, for its credit, once Gomez had those spaces, completely tightened up in the box, and he didn't have a lot of options, right?
No.
You know, you're going to have Vines pushing, right? You saw it on the break. You'd have 3-4 guys, whether it was Georgie on the ball or Cole on the ball or Ollie on the ball. Sam plus whoever else of those guys didn't have the ball was running together, right? So you understand how Gomez ends up by himself running up there. But to their credit, once he got into those dangerous areas, there weren't options for him.
Yeah, 100%. And it came down to, there's another reason why I think Chris Armas outcoached Pablo, because he saw those adjustments in the second half. He saw that he was getting gassed, so what he did, he just started closing those gaps with Ollie or with Bassett. They started hitting those half spaces, and they were not giving away anything like they were in that first half. And Gomez basically was gassed by the end of the day, by the end of the game, that he became a non-factor. Even if you had him up there, you had it didn't matter at that point anymore. And I don't know, man. This is just a good team win, 100%. There's just a win that you look at it and you're like, this is a win that the Rapids don't get last year or the year before. This is a win that puts that changes the mentality of the club if it's taken the right way. If you have the right people in charge, how you think there is, this is a win that can change the Rapids from a losing mentality club to a winning mentality club. It's just how far are you willing to take it, and can you capitalize on this win? And it's all a change. It's all a turning point if you want it to be.
Yeah, can you bottle this and use it at LA? Right? Can you do it at home? Can you do it in Kansas City? You do in
LAFC
Dallas.
LAFC did lose to Real Salt
Yeah.
Lake last week. Snow game, whatever. But they did lose 3-0, and maybe the Rapids can get a little momentum. You should at right now have at least 6 points. Unfortunately, you don't because of a dumb handball. You got 4, but you are close to being the team that you want to be. It's just now, can you capitalize and keep growing from all these things that you're learning?
Oh, LAFC looks like it's still 0-0.
Yeah, they've missed a bunch of opportunities.
Oh, you have it on.
Yeah,
I can see the reflection in your
yeah.
glasses.
They've missed a bunch of them. Then again, Buanga is still the dude, but they don't got that guy that can finish for them. They don't got the Carlos Vela. They don't got that player that can make them into a great team like they've been the last couple of years.
Really good point from people here in the chat, and to their credit, the announcing team on Apple's night too. You gotta get Georgie more involved for sure. That is something that you walk away from this with. Okay, good win, good team win. This was good, but Georgie's got to be on the ball. He's got to be on the ball more.
Do you guys want to hear my plan if Connor Ronan is out for a longer period of time?
Sure.
It should literally be you put Omir on the left side where he wants to play.
Mm-hmm.
You put Calvin on the right side.
Okay.
Georgie at the 10, Cole at the 8, and then you leave it Ollie at the 6. And you still get that playmaking ability, but now you can drop Cole back more, who's not a line breaker. He's not a guy that throws the ball, that gets the ball in the creative spaces or open spaces. He's a guy that can carry the ball like a Nate should. And I think him trying to find Jordy is going to be the best way to do it. And Jordy then can get creative and do all the playmaking. And I think that's how they should line up if Ronan's going to be out for a while.
Duane, how do you feel about Georgie tonight? I mean, I think he was good when he was on the ball, but he probably needed double the touches, right?
Yeah, that's the trouble with trying to diagnose this team is it the player or is it the players around the player? It's the same thing with Rafa. It's just like, I think the dude's capable of scoring goals, but we're not getting the ball to him at the right time. And the same thing with Georgie tonight was, when he had the ball, he looked good, and there were times where I thought he was trying too hard to get to the ball, especially coming back. And then he was not in position for anybody to get the ball back to him to press forward. So, that's the thing. Like, I'm not going to put that on him. It's just, even you said, the announcer said it, they need to get Jordy G the ball more, not him going and taking it from somebody else. Obviously, we're not going to do that. So,
totally.
Yeah, I think it's part of just waiting, and I hate to say it because, I don't like sound clips from the team where it's, the goals will come. Like, I have no patience for that, but it's like, at the same time, I got to be patient, and the same thing is going to be that for the team starting to gel, and I think eventually they will start getting the ball to Georgie, more. But, hey, man, he didn't get the ball enough tonight, but we beat RSL 2-1. I don't really care. I'm fine with it. I'm totally fine with it. Work on it next week.
You're right, dude. Absolutely. That's kind of the thing too. Hey, it's only match day 3 for them.
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
Like, it's only match day 3 for them. So, let's worry about that if it doesn't go, if it's a bad result next week. But we just had a big time dub. You know what I mean? Like, we just had a huge, big dub.
It's crazy, dude. It's so, I'm sorry, like, it's just so crazy to think about this win. Like,
it is.
I came into this game like dejected. I was like, I don't think they're gonna get a win. I'm watching because it's my job. I got to watch. After that first goal, I'm like, great, here we go again. Now what am I gonna say tonight? I've said it 10,000 times.
I'm so pissed.
I was like, what am I gonna do? Like, I've said they fucked 20 million times. I can't do it for one more night. And then the penalty comes back. I'm like, great, you're getting bailed out. Can you keep the tie? Then that goal from Cole, man. Cole Bassett
Cole
Beautiful
Bassett,
strike.
banger too. Dude. Just a banger.
Man, just the way this team played, finally, you could see they believed what Armas was saying and how I said Armas outcoached Pablo because he didn't just press, he allowed the pressure to come to them as well. Rapids messed up a little bit, as you will, with this kind of system, especially a brand new system. But the way they allowed the pressure to come in, absorb it, and get out of those tight spaces and create your own transition attack, that's exactly what you wanted from this team. And you're finally seeing it, and it's just going to be so much fun.
The ceiling feels more achievable with this team, right? Whatever that is. Not sure, right? I think ceiling is maybe, I don't know where it is, but it feels like you can get the best version out of this team sooner than we thought, right? Like, I think Duane, you picked him 9th. Yahya had him 6th or something like that. 7th,
yeah.
6th, right? And so that feels like a comfortable range. And maybe we do see them challenging, right? I mean, I don't want to get too far ahead of ourselves. Again, it's March, right? Like whatever. But in a game you absolutely needed for supporters' reasons, for team morale, for tough start to the schedule, tough start to the standings, you needed this, and they came out and bullied their biggest rival. There was no doubt who was in charge of this game by the end.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Chirping. That's maybe the last thing I want to get to before we go to Flowers, man, is they were just annoying all night long. You saw it even in the first 10 minutes. If they were even close to guys, Georgie and Cole, 2 hands push, just nothing crazy, nothing enough to get called, nothing enough to put them on the ground, just annoying. Just, hey, I'm here. Chirping after every play, after every whistle, just getting in there like that. It's an attitude that, especially being down 1-0, you would not have seen last year.
Mm-hmm.
You would not have seen that last year. It would have been over. The game would have been completely over because the players would have felt like it was over. And these players did not feel like it was over because they think they're better than them.
Shout out Kevin, man. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Flowers to Kev.
Big time birthday flowers for our sweet boy Kev.
What a birthday gift. Holy crap.
All I get on my birthday are
awesome.
losses.
All right.
Real quick on the chirping part, I just had a shout. You're right that you're talking about Cole and Jordy were the instigators all night. Bombi was an instigator, and you know what Cole and Jordy have in common? They look like the evil rich kid in every 80s movie. They look like they're the evil rich kids from every 80s movie, and they lived up to it today. And then you had Bombi in the back line throwing elbows. Like, it was, dude, Yappy was screaming at Vera at the end of the game, like, pushing him. He was like, what's wrong with you?
I hate Vera, dude.
And then,
I hate that guy.
Dude,
God, what an asshole.
You had Calvin Harris, too, pushing people off. Dude, it was a masterclass of shithousery by the Rapids today.
Masterclass of shithousery. Put that on a graphic, baby. Let's go.
That's what they did, dude. They went in there and just got into their heads. And even Chicho, when Rafa was celebrating because he was talking to the fans, Chicho ran up to him and said, "You don't do that." And Rafa was like, "What you gonna do about it? Come on!" And like he walked away instead. This is exactly what it should be, man. This is a derby. This was a rivalry game. This was hatred on the pitch. And this was hatred from the fans as well. Like, we needed this.
You know what else it was on the pitch? An ass kicking.
Yeah,
it might have been 2-1, but it was an ass kicking. And that's the best part. Period. Point blank. Cool Rafa scored. Cool Cole scored. We just kicked RSL's ass. They were crying. They were moaning. They were bitching. They were out of their element. And they got pushed around. And it's something I haven't seen covering this team at all. Literally ever. I haven't seen it yet. I mean, they did have that nice late Lawless tie, right? That Lawless had that sweet set piece goal to tie in Salt Lake a couple of years ago. But
yeah,
this is the most physical they've looked in a game. This is the most dominant they've looked at in a game. And yes, should they have finished more? Yes. Should Cabral have buried one? Yes. Should they have, should have been 3 or 4-1? Probably. But I don't give a shit because they kicked their ass. And that was awesome.
Yeah, 100%. That's what it is. You know what I mean? Like, all it is, it's this team. It's in a complete lull for the last couple of years. They've been absolute ass. they've lost fans left and right. And this win reminds you why you stick around, why you like this team, and why you like soccer. And that's the fun part about it, right? Like, it's not perfect. 3 games in, they're still gelling, brand new team, and you get this win against a hated rival. It feels good. At the end of the day, it just feels right. It feels like the good guys won.
Absolutely.
Let me tell you, no one wearing Real Salt Lake gear in those stands tonight expected the Rapids to win.
That's right.
It was
Eat it.
just the most beautiful smack in the face I have ever seen. Like, it was the most beautiful moment of Apple TV's MLS season pass existence so far, was the camera shots to all of the fans over and over, screaming and yelling at the ref, who given did a terrible job tonight for both sides. He sucked. But seeing them screaming and yelling at the ref, watching RSL players scream and yell at the ref, then get mad at the Rapids players, watching Yappy put a finger right in his face.
Oh
my
dog,
gosh.
let's go. Another homegrown mixing it up. I'm so hyped. I'm so hyped.
It was good. It was so good.
Fuck, dude. I'm sorry. This is another 2 not safe for work episodes in a row. What do you know?
I will say, I thought the ref did favor the Rapids a little bit. And I was
for
all
sure.
it. Yeah.
Sure.
He truly was like a heel in wrestling. He felt like he was bringing the people in. It felt like he was trying to get the people he was trying to get under the people's skin on purpose.
He was trying to be the main character for sure.
Yeah, and I loved it. I was all for it.
I'm all for it because I've watched years and years and years and years of all of the calls go the other way. Some real blatant, obvious crap. So if all of that was karma to have to pay and put in the crappy ref bank to cash out tonight, love it. Cash it out.
All right, we're going to get into our 2 last segments and then whatever else we get into, because it's Winter's Lounge. We can do whatever we want right after this short break. And we're back. Welcome back to DNVR Rapids. It's Mitch. It's Cowboy Super. Yeah. Sorry, Space Cowboy Super. Yeah. Downtown Duane Brown. We're hanging out because it's Winter's Lunch. Rapids won in Salt Lake. Sorry, Sandy. I hate them. I hate all of it. Can I just say before we get into the 2 segments, we did a hate cast this week, and I'm so glad it wasn't just a sad losers lounge after the hate cast.
Yeah.
Like a winners lounge after the hate cast is so much better, just by a mile.
Also, think about it. We're leading the Rocky Mountain Cup race right now.
Brother,
We're 1 step closer than RSL is to clinching the cup. Like, think about that. We're 1 win away, basically. Like,
who do you think was the player of the match according to FOMob's player ratings?
I already saw this, so I can't say.
You already saw it.
Yeah, I saw it on Twitter by accident.
That's okay. I feel like it's pretty easy, Duane.
Oh, I'm so bad at metrics. I don't know.
I vote pretty easy.
I vote for this crap with my heart, man. There's only 1 player of the match for me. It's Cole Bassett. I don't care what the metrics.
No,
okay, well,
you nailed it.
Even if they said someone else, the metrics are wrong. It's Cole Bassett.
He was amazing, man.
He really harnessed years of watching RSL win the trophy as a child. He harnessed up all of that childhood hatred and just let it out. Let it explode out of his foot right into the dark hearts of Real Salt Lake players and fans.
Cole had the most.
He cleansed that stadium tonight, is what he did.
Had the most tackles in the match. 90 minutes, 20 or 26 passing, 40 touches, 4 passes into the final third. He was 5 of 7 on tackles, 1 clearance, 7 recoveries, 7 for 11 on ground duels, 1. Didn't draw any fouls, but nothing to complain about there. That was a class night from the kid that needed it.
Yeah.
Let's see who else. Rafa with an 8. I'm pretty impressed. 67 minutes. 2 shots on target, 9 completed passes. What'd you guys think of Rafa tonight? Only played 67 minutes. Came off for Yappy. Obviously buried the penalty, but what do you guys think about him?
I still like how he plays. He needs to finish, which is going to be the story until he gets some goals that are an open run. He created chances for himself pretty well, and I like the way he pressed. I think with better communication and working together more, you avoid things like that Omir where he kicked him in the leg in that second half. You get a lot better runs. You get better communication between Jordy and Cole trying to get the ball in the right places for Rafa to finish. So I think it's still a work in progress, but it's a better work in progress when you have a goal under your belt than zero,
Totally.
even if it's just a penalty.
Okay. Nothing else really sticks out from that. Georgie was a 7-6. Maxu 7-5. Keegan 7-6. Bombi only a 7-1. Not really sure. I'd have to dig into why, but I mean, who cares? He was amazing. Completed 21 accurate passes. Created a chance. I guess wasn't too accurate on long balls, but outside of that, I mean, I thought he was amazing. So, all right, let's get into Flowers, shall we?
Yep. Drop a like before we get into Flowers.
Oh, and sub, please. Like and sub, please. The quest for 100K this season is on.
We have over 40 people watching. This works. All right.
Who's up first? Is it me this time?
I think so. Flowers from the fellas.
Flowers from the fellas. Who's getting flowers? I mean, we've been talking about him a ton, but it's Cole Bassett. It's Cole Bassett. He was all over the field. He was pressing late from sideline to sideline, chasing the ball down, running this game out, unrelenting. Just come on, man. What else can you say? He had a great end to the season, I think, last year, but obviously not the season you would hope he would have, right? Even leading the team with 6 goals. But he's taken that step. I'm not exactly sure what it was that changed, or whether it's Armas putting him in a spot that he wasn't in, or confidence, or skill development, whatever it is. He's playing on a level we haven't seen, and this could be a special season for him.
Yep, 100%.
Period. End of story. End of. Simple as. Enough said.
Dude, it's so fun when you have a good team and a good win.
Right? Nothing gets better, bro. It's so good. I wasn't ready for losers lounge. I don't think emotionally it would have been dark in here, bro.
100%. Like, I can't stop smiling. I can't even think or focus. Like, I don't know what I'm talking about anymore.
All right. Well, I'll let Duane give some flowers. Maybe you could think of one in the meantime.
Sorry. I'm losing my voice here already. Okay. I'm hanging in here.
Oh my God. Just go to bed.
I won't do it.
You're a man of the people, Duane, and we love it.
It's Chris Armas.
Whoa.
Yeah.
It's Chris Armas. He outcoached Pablo. He put a win on. Everybody in this town has done nothing but crap on him. Then they came around to him a little bit, and then we got smoked in Portland, and everybody was back on the hate train. Last week didn't help. Nobody expected us to win tonight. It would have been the easiest thing for coach to just go in there and say, just do your best. And that's not what he did. He used subs to his advantage. He pulled in what I thought was an insane sub of putting Cabral in for Jasper, because I'm not as smart as he is, and was not thinking, oh, they didn't sub out first, he's going to wear him down and pull him offside, and he just showed that he was the better coach tonight. He said when he got to town that he was going to take this rivalry seriously, and he did.
He really did. He really did.
He did. Like it was a put up or shut up time for Chris Armas, and he put it up, and he got the squad revved up, and they went on the field and punched him in the mouth at their house, and that's awesome. I know he doesn't watch probably, but if you do, congratulations, Chris Armas, on your first win as Colorado Rapids coach. We're proud of you.
There's a few things that I really want to point out about Chris and what he's done so far this year. And you see him trusting his gut, right? Like, I think it's really easy for all of us to armchair analyze this thing and say, well, you should be starting this guy and you should be starting this guy. Mm-hmm. Everyone had Loffelson penciled in as the starter. He went with Ollie, and he trusted Ollie. And through 3 games, Ollie has been amazing, right? Tonight, he had a good, 20-something minutes last week. Omir gets the start tonight because he liked what he saw. He thought he could push the right buttons with him, and it paid off, right? And he hasn't just handed the new guys. I mean, obviously, you're going to hand Georgie and Sam and Zack Steffen. You're going to hand them, right? But it feels like there are a lot of he didn't just go, what am I trying to say here? I don't even know. I'm just so stoked on this win. It's just that he trusted the system, like Duane said, right? And not just that, but he made some gutsy calls. And, Calvin Harris was the only goal scorer in that first game. The fact that he's not starting tonight, that he trusted Omir, who showed something and it fit and it worked, is just so great to see. What do you have on Armas there? Yeah.
We have more goals than we did last year at this point.
By the power of 3,
by 3,
right?
Yeah. like that's something incredible, right?
Yeah.
Dude, again, I said it, Armas today outcoached. What I really appreciated from Armas, which I was really afraid of when he first got here, was his ability to adjust. If he was willing to change the system up a little bit, if it needed to be changed for the team to succeed, or was it going to be one of those coaches that is just going to stick to what they know and pound it to the ground? Pause. But the thing is, he's been able to adjust. He's been able to come in and move the pieces, change the system up so it works, and everybody can find a place. And that's exactly what I wanted. Armas, congratulations on your first win. Well deserved. You earned this win more than anybody else for the adjustments that you made and inspiring the players on the pitch to go out there and fight and take this game seriously, especially after a really shitty way of ending with the draw last week.
No Jonathan Lewis minutes tonight. It was Cabral, like I called.
Yeah.
So good job. Another nice adjustment was not playing Lewis. Or that's negatives are for midweek. This is all positives. Yeah, give your flowers, my boy.
Dude, if you guys allow me to, I want to give it to that back line.
Yeah, by all means.
Were they burnt? Yes. Did they give up chances? Yes. Was the game perfect? No. But they did their job. They came away with the win. At the end, when RSL was trying to push, they didn't allow anything. Everybody was covered up. They let a few balls go, but once they got the ball, they knew exactly where to go. Every single one of them. From Bobby, from Maxu, from Keegan to Sam. They gelled so well at the end of that game in that second half that you really saw where the partnerships and things are going to grow and they can become the defense that I expected them to feel last year or the defense that we saw in 2021. That's what we wanted from them, and I think they did an amazing job of controlling that back line.
Absolutely. I mean, what's crazy is I think the back line played better than we think they did in the first half because they basically played the first 10 minutes with 10 men, right? Because first, Ollie gets hurt. He goes to the sideline, has to get his wrist taped, right? So he's off for 2.5, 3 minutes. Ronan goes down and is getting treatment on the sideline. He's down for 3 or 4 minutes out of the game before the Jasper sub. So they're basically playing most of the opening 10 minutes on the road after a couple shaky games, down a man, and don't let it. I mean, obviously they do give up the goal on a turnover after that, but they held better than I think we would have hoped for in that situation. Yeah. It was awesome.
Yeah. That back line to me was just, we could go through every single one of them. I just thought it'd be easier to give it to them as collectively.
Flowers. I have more flowers to give, and I am going to give them to Sammy Vines. And I know you just said that the whole backline gets it, but I think specifically Sammy, who had a rough first game, took a while to get into the flow of the second game, has really found the old Vines back, up and down. Got caught out a couple times in the first half, couple 2-tree, but really recovered well. Great passing, had some nice progressive carries, had some nice forward moving action, whether it was through passing, dribbling. I just was really impressed with him tonight, and I really think I think the arrow's going the right direction. Maybe it wasn't his perfect game, but we know how good he can be because we've seen it, right? We've seen, 3-4 years ago, you could see where Sammy was at his best then, and his best is better now, and the arrow's heading in the right direction. So flowers to him for kind of getting the track going. Very good to see.
Yep.
Duane, you're up.
Ollie Larraz.
Easy.
We talked about him a bunch already in the show. He just locked it down, man. Like, I was worried when he went down. I thought, it looked like an injury that might take him out. Luckily, it wasn't that serious. And they really tried to bully him, right from the beginning. They know he's young. They kept shoving him, taking cheap shots, and Ollie gave it right back. I don't know what more you want from the kid right now. He's throwing down. He's standing up for himself. He's making tackles. He's making passes.
He's got that dog.
He's got that dog. He's just playing hard. So he's unexpected for me. I didn't know if we'd be seeing Ollie play too much this year. And here we see him as a starter who is really locking his position down. I feel confident when I see Ollie's name on the starting 11 now, which I probably would not have, I didn't on week 1 or week 2, and he's proven me wrong last week and this week. And man, he brought it tonight. So shout out to that dude.
100%.
Flowers, yeah.
I'm going to give my last flowers to this guy, and I think he deserves it 100%. And I think that's Omir Fernandez. I don't think it's a coincidence that the Rapids get this win when Omir's on the pitch. It's not because of Calvin being a bad guy or nothing. It's just Omir brings something that the Rapids are missing, somebody that carries the ball, knows where the ball should be, and it's a very clear system. It's a very clear system, and I really, really do appreciate that. Omir, to me, just broke down that right side quite a bit for the RSL. Barrow was struggling with him towards the end when Fernandez was still there, and I really liked Omir tonight. I don't think he's solidified his spot in the starting rotation yet, and the solidified his spot as a starter yet. And that's not because I don't think he played well. It's just because Calvin is still really, really good. But I really liked Omir. Omir just did exactly what I thought he was going to do on this team.
I like that a lot. He was great. Obviously, Bombi gets flowers. There's some other guys that get flowers.
Zach,
easy. I don't think we talked about him enough. Maybe we talked Zach a lot this week during the studio show or something. Because he was awesome. There's too many flowers to give, and there's not enough time. So, guys, any final thoughts? Any final takeaways? Something you're most happy about? Something you're looking forward to? Something, anything going on? What are your thoughts? Where's your head at? This has been a super fun Winners Lounge. Duane, I'll start with you.
Everybody enjoy it. I know it's the Rapids Twitter way to start tearing the team down on the mistakes we made, but just let it go for one weekend. just enjoy a freaking win over the worst team ever to have to play against. We took it to them in their house, which we never win in, and just physically and score-wise put a beating on them. Enjoy it. Just enjoy the day. Go scroll Twitter, put in a hashtag for RSL and enjoy how mad their fans are. Just drink it in, just
eat it.
Delicious. You don't have to comment on it. Just read it. Just scroll through. Have a nice day. Just enjoy it, because that's what I'm going to do. I think it's going to be hilarious over there. I'm not going to say a word. I'm just going to read it and enjoy it. But great win. Tons of things to be happy about. Tons of things to really be confident about moving forward. It's awesome. Just freaking enjoy it. We beat RSL at RSL. We're up by 1. We only have to win 1 more. The cup's back. Rivalry.
The Rapids have a chance to win the cup before it gets to Denver.
Yeah.
Come on.
That's the way to do it, man.
That's crazy.
That.
Crazy. Yeah. How about you?
Man, I'm optimistic. I've talked about how this team looks like it was getting better and better every week. They were close to scoring a lot of goals. They were close to getting their first win. They were really close to getting their first win last week. And now look at this. They get their win against a really good team away in a heated rivalry. It's fun. It's time to be optimistic. Things could be better for Colorado this year. If this is the high point of the season, screw it. Let it be. But there's reasons to be excited for this team going forward. After the performance they put up the last 3 weeks, Portland is actually good. They're still undefeated. Anthony is still doing their thing. So that doesn't feel as bad. Letting 4 goals does, but that doesn't feel as bad as they should. So I'm just optimistic, and I'm getting ready to be excited for a good year this year.
Yeah. I mean, you guys both nailed it. What do I have to add to that? It's great. It's great. We won in RSL, the team we hate, team we spent an hour hating on last week. Spent 90 minutes hating on them today. It just doesn't get better. I'm so excited to see where this goes, right? And who knows? Maybe it's Winter Sausage next week, right? Maybe we're back to struggling to string stuff together, and it's up and down, and that's fine, because right now this kicks so much ass. This kicks so much ass. I love this. I want to savor it. I'm going to rewatch the game tonight. I'm probably going to rewatch it again tomorrow too. And you got to be excited for what this team can do, right? Like you really are seeing the vision play out. It's still going to be growing pains. No, it's not. This isn't. They're not going 30 whatever unbeaten at this point, but it's going to be a lot more fun to watch than last year, and I guarantee that. Go ahead, plug us out of here, please.
DNVR _Rapids on Twitter. Please follow us there. We put all our content there. That's where we kind of interact with you guys the most. We'd really appreciate it if you guys told a Pit Curious fan, a Pit Curious friend, about us, until they can come watch our show. We'd really appreciate that. Give us a like, subscribe to our button. That helps us grow, helps our higher ups see that we have a lot of content coming. A lot of people are coming to our content and they appreciate it. So we really appreciate you guys for that. We love you guys so much for chilling so late with us. It's almost 11 o'clock here in Colorado, and you guys are still hanging out with us 30 deep. We had 42 in the chat. We appreciate you guys so much, and much love to all of you guys. Oh, 5-star review wherever you hear us, on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, anywhere else.
Wow.
We'd really appreciate that too.
Wow, thanks. Duane.
Enjoy the victory. Enjoy the salty tears.
We will drink the salty tears of the Utah. I
love it so much.
I'm so happy. Like and subscribe if you haven't already. It goes a long way. If you're still listening and you haven't subscribed, what are you doing? Hit the subscribe button. If you're listening and you haven't hit like if it's audio only and you're on Spotify or wherever, anywhere you listen to pods, 5 stars. Please follow us on Twitter. Become a diehard at thednvr.com. You get access to all the behind the paywall stuff. You get discounts. I was hanging out at the bar. The bar was full for the Nuggets takeover today, and any diehards there got 20% off their tab. They got lit, and it was cheaper than everyone else. Just fantastic to see. Fantastic time. So do that. But more important than all that, and we're saying at the end of a winner's lounge, baby, up the PIDs.
We all silly like the mayor.